everyone, welcome to today's video. So in this video we will be looking at the while loop that is used in Java. In my previous video we have already talked about it in theory, and in this video we will be looking at how we can implement it in a program. For this, let me open a particular program. Okay, so for opening a program I will be using this. So cd loop2.java. okay, so then I will simply open my program, open loop2.java. okay, so this is for the Mac users. Alright, so Windows user can use the conventional method that we have already used in using our notepad and our command prompt. Okay, so there you can simply save it in a notepad and then you can open it using double click. Alright, so now while I am doing this, let us see public class, and let's call this as loop2 because we have created our program using that particular name. So public static void main string arguments, and after that I'll open the method body, which is, let's declare a particular instance variable int I is equal to 1. okay, now this is already capitalized, so we will change it, int I is equal to 1. okay, so next what happens is I will introduce the while loop. So while I is less than is equal to 10. okay, so this is the condition which I am setting, and based on this condition it will be printed. okay, so this is not 1, this should be while I is equal to, while I is equal to is less than is equal to 10. okay, so now after this, inside this what I'll do is I'll simply print the value of I. Essentially this program will be printing the values from 1 to 10 or the table of 1. okay, so system.out.println. so after that this will be the so next I'll just close this. Now here I did this, but my system auto corrected it to capital. okay, so public class loop2 public static void main string arguments, and after that I have declared an instance variable which is I is equal to 1, and after that there is a while loop which is based on a condition. okay, I is less than is equal to 10. If for the first time if it is checking, then you have to understand that for the first time I is less than is equal to 10, that means it will check 1 is less than is equal to 10. yes, it is. okay, so this particular statement would be executed. After this I have to update my expression, that means for I value needs to be executed. okay, I plus it goes to the next line automatically. okay, I plus plus. okay, so this is the update statement. okay, so this is updating the expression, right? So next time the value of I will now be 2. so 2 is less than is equal to 10. yes, it is. So again this will be printed and I value would be updated. So I will now become 3, and it will go on until and unless it reaches the last value, which is 10. okay, at 11 it will stop, it will come out of this loop and end the program, since there are no statements further. okay, now what happens is I will execute this. okay, so executing the Java executing needs initially compiling it. So java c loop2.java. okay, so let's see. yes, there are no errors. So Java loop 2. so let us see what it gives us. So see, the values which are getting printed is from 1 to 10. okay, now you have to understand that sometimes it might be so that this loop might not be executed even for once. Now let us consider the condition where I is equal to 11. okay, so let us save it. So once I have given the initialize this variable as 11, so now when it is checking the condition 11 is less than is equal to 10, no, that means it will simply end it. So let me keep a statement here. Let's say system dot out dot println, okay, the condition did not satisfy, okay, or the condition is not true, okay. So this will be printed if the condition is not true. So if this condition is not true, this will not be printed at all, even for once. It will simply transfer the condition to this point. So let us run this and check, okay. So I'll compile this again, okay, then I'll run it. So see, what is the output that I'm getting? The condition is not true. That means not even once the statement which was inside, that means the value of I is printed. That means the while block or the code inside the while loop did not execute even for once, okay. Now we will be going ahead with the second concept which was there with this while loop, that is the infinite loop. So this is a simple program, so I will mark it as this, okay, program to demonstrate while loop. Now since I did not know how many times it should iterate, but it should iterate until and unless this condition is reached, okay. So the value is there, okay. Now I have made this value back to 1. So let us see, after this entire list is printed, okay, from 1 to 10, then I should get this particular statement printed, okay. That means this statement should be also printed along with 1 to 10. I have again changed the condition, okay. So now let me compile this, now run it. See, after it has printed from 1 to 10, in the 11th position, which is where the condition is false, it is printing the statement which is outside the while block, okay. So this is how it works. All right, so the next program that we'll be looking is for an infinite loop, right? So now let us open another program, okay. So loop, let's say 3, okay. So loop 3, and I will be opening loop3.java, loop3.java, okay. So here let me write it down, so I'll keep it here so that it becomes easier for me, okay. So now this program demonstrates infinite or infinitive loop, okay, infinite loop in using while, okay. So what I'll do is I will simply copy and paste it here so that I do not have to write down the code again and again, okay. So this is loop 3 because I have saved my program using loop 3, okay. So now what was the basic condition which was necessary? I have to pass true in my condition of while, okay. So while true, so whenever it is while true, okay, so whatever we write inside this, okay, whatever we write inside this, that goes on executing without basically coming out of this loop, okay. So here I will go on, okay. So this will be the statement which should be printed. So now let us print it again and again until a manual intervention is there, okay. So let me save this, and after that, so Java, let me first clear this, okay. Let me first clear this, clear, okay. Now Java C loop3.java, okay. So okay, there is a problem here. So this is system.out.println, so it says unreachable statement because I have already mentioned that this is a infinite loop. So the compiler itself understands that if you are passing this, that means you are creating an infinite loop. So let me comment this out and then let me do this. Yes, so now it is showing me no error, okay. So for convenience I'll cross that. Yes, so the compiler is intelligent enough to understand that because you have used this condition will never be there. So it is an unreachable statement. It will never reach up to that point. Okay, so now let me run this program, loop 3, and you will see that I will go on and on and on. So this is executing. Okay, this is executing. So this is how you basically do that. All right, you can go on creating an infinite loop. Generally we do not need an infinite loop, but in some systems, if you want to display an image in infinite number of times, then you can do that. Okay, now I have simply typed Control C and it has stopped executing. It has given a break to the infinite loop. Okay, so you don't even know where was the point where you have actually started. So if I scroll up, then only you will understand that it has already executed so many number of times. So you can see the scroller, I believe. So this scroller is actually going on and on and on till the last point, until I pressed a manual break. Okay, so this is how the infinite loop works. So for this video we will be stopping here. We will again be talking about do while loop in my next video. So thank you so much.